Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. Today my friends, I'm gonna be testing the RX 580 using the Xbox One X settings in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm running the latest drivers here from AMD at the time of recording this video, Adrenaline 2020 20.5.1, and this GPU is actually the XFX version of this card, so it already comes a little bit overclocked out of the box, and you can see the clock speeds right here. And I pushed the power limit to plus 20% so we can actually consistently achieve these clock speeds, because otherwise it would fluctuate a little bit. So moving on, this is the 8GB model of the RX 580, as you can see right there. We're running it with a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM, and of course you don't need the 3700X to not bottleneck this GPU. Something like a Ryzen 5 1600 will be absolutely enough to achieve the same frames as we're about to see in this video. So I'm going to be testing it, of course, at 1080p 1440p as well as 2160p or 4K resolution. We're going to go over here into the settings. I'm going to show you everything. You can see these are the Xbox One X settings provided by Digital Foundry, and I highly recommend you to check out their video on this because they have a very in-depth comparison between these settings and the actual Xbox One X settings. So moving on, almost fell there. It's gonna happen inevitably in this video. I'm gonna fall from my horse and I'm almost gonna die. But yeah, that happens in every single video that I make in Red Dead Redemption 2. And this is very, very beautiful, as you can see, by the way. These settings are really, really beautiful on PC as well as Xbox because they're the same, you know. The Xbox actually runs this game at 30 FPS with the 4K resolution. I think it actually runs at native 4K, so that's very impressive for a console, and of course that means that this game is a little bit more well optimized towards the consoles than the PC, but that's normal really. And as you can see, if you are after a 60 FPS experience in this game, you can have it here with the RX 580. Just give it a slight overclock because it will drop from 60 FPS sometimes, especially in very dense forest areas. I'm gonna try to find one. I also tested this game multiple times already in Valentine, the little city, you know, because many of you say that Valentine is very intensive, but I found out that Valentine is very intensive indeed if you have a CPU bottleneck. Jesus Christ. God damn. Okay. I swear I didn't do this on purpose, guys. Please don't die, dude. Okay, thank you. Like, I was actually trying to do this properly, but the horse sometimes just, he doesn't care, you know. It's Roach, you know how Roach is. Here in a denser area with a lot of vegetation and stuff, you can see, yeah, it drops from 60 into the mid 50s sometimes. I don't think it goes down into the low 50s, and I should probably go to Valentine because there's still gonna be that comment saying that Valentine is more demanding than this. So I'm just gonna go into the map over here, and yeah, we're just gonna put a point, what the hell, to there, and we're gonna go to Valentine. Okay, so far so good. If you are after a 60 FPS experience with Xbox One X graphics, you can have it with the RX 580, which is very impressive for a $150 card nowadays. I think it retails right now for $150, $160, which is very, very good price performance actually. And of course, because the game runs on the Vulkan API, the AMD cards have a little bit of an advantage over the NVIDIA cards, at least the older 10 series that competes against the RX 580. The new 16 series, like the 1650 Super, actually do run very well using the Vulkan API. They are a little bit better optimized to use the newer APIs like DirectX 12 and Vulkan, and I am not using DirectX 12 because it actually gives us like a couple of less FPS. It's not a big deal, but Vulkan performs a little bit better in this game. That's why I tested like this. Yeah, as I told you, it's gonna drop from 60 from time to time. It's not a big deal. It's still a very smooth experience, and this game is obviously very playable even with 30 FPS in my opinion, so you can play like this. By the way, guys, the game looks completely gorgeous here at 1080p with these settings, so this is a very, very viable option if you don't want to use the presets, because the presets are really, really intensive in this game, and it actually looks really, really good with these graphics settings. So as you can see here in Valentine, we're getting pretty much the same FPS as earlier, somewhere around like forest areas, but it doesn't really drop from 60, as you can see. Yeah, it doesn't seem to drop from 60, and if it does, it will be like to 58 or 59. So this is, yeah, less intensive than dense forest areas. That's why I tended to make these videos inside of forests. Here we go. Right now we're at 2560 by 1440, 1440p resolution. Everything over here is still the same, of course. We're not changing anything on the settings here, only the resolution. And now I think, okay, this is not too bad still. Let's start counting the FPS once again. Let's just take a little stroll here around Valentine to see our FPS around here, and then we're gonna find a forest area again. So, okay. Everything good. It drops into the low 40s, I think, or mid 40s around here, so that's not bad at all. And yeah, this looks a lot better, by the way. If you do have a 1440p monitor, it's gonna be a very, very smooth experience. Well, no, it could be better at 60, you know, but still, this is really impressive to see the RX 580 doing this kind of job with Red Dead Redemption 2, because this is one of the most intensive games right now. This and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I think, are really, really intensive on the GPU. And well, the 580 is actually doing a fantastic job, even at 1440p, and everything looks very, very sharp right now. I will definitely pick 1440p at like 50 FPS over 1080p at 60 in this game. You know, I don't usually say that, and I usually prefer 60 FPS in games. But I think the trade-off here is worth it. The game just looks incredibly crispy here at 1440p, and I'm not even using a 1440p monitor, a native 1440p monitor, you know. I'm using a 1080p monitor, and I'm using VSR, AMD's VSR, to increase the resolution further than the native one, and it just looks incredible. So on an actual 1440p monitor, it would look even better than this. So yeah, if you do have a monitor with this resolution, I highly recommend you to play at your native resolution and Xbox One X settings with the RX 580, because this is a fantastic experience right now. I'm very curious to see how this will perform at 4K. I think it will probably drop from 30 FPS quite a bit, because 4K is a big jump in resolution coming from 1440, but you know, this is a very, very nice trade-off. I think most people with the RX 580 don't even have a 4K monitor unless you want to play on your TV, maybe. By the way, guys, you can see that our GPU temperature is getting a little bit up there, 78 degrees Celsius right there. It touched 78. I actually locked the fan speed to 60% because it was making a little bit of a noise at 65%. So, yeah, the microphone was actually capturing that noise, and it was a little bit annoying. So I just kept it at 60% fan speed, and it's very hot here right now because it's summer. So yeah, that's why the temperatures are a little bit too high right now. This is also a refurbished unit that I bought for a little bit cheaper than brand new. It still has 2 years of warranty, but it has that little sound on the fan when at above 60% fan speed. It doesn't really matter. The FPS are still the same. Obviously, the performance is still the same. Okay, I think this is it for the 1440p resolution. It's getting nighttime, so I might head back to camp, or maybe to the hotel in the Trivago city. The lighting here in this game is so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, amazing. Oh boy, please. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's stop it right there. 49 FPS average, 41 FPS 1% lows. And here we go, friends. 3840 by 2160, 2160p or 4K resolution. Everything is obviously still the same. And let's go ahead and see those 80 degrees Celsius temperatures sometime. Okay, yeah, this is not playable anymore. You can see that we're well below 30 FPS. I don't even know if we're gonna touch 30. I think we did right there, but it was looking at the ground, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, this is not playable anymore. I don't think I'll need to sleep the night off because it's already not playable, and we don't really want to see 20 FPS gameplay, I think. I'm just gonna run around for a little bit longer here and see how much it will drop to. I mean, if you actually... Shut up, Roach! What the hell? If you actually lower your like shadow settings and stuff, holy crap, this looks so beautiful, guys. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Arthur, don't you... Oh, these are bounty hunters. Okay. I'm gonna die, guys. I have 25 FPS and a lot of bounty hunters around me. So, let's go, buddy. You can do it. You can do it, boy. I believe in you, Roach. Come on. Oh, my God. They're killing my boy. No, Roach. You can't stop like that. You need to keep moving. Roach. No. You bastards. You killed my boy. You killed me! Okay, this is, yeah, absolutely unplayable. We dropped to 23 FPS, that's not fun, okay? That's not good at all. But as I was saying before I got bounty hunted, you can actually lower like a couple of settings here and there, like shadows and maybe like the reflections or water quality stuff, and get close to 30 FPS on average, or maybe even surpass that if you overclock the GPU a little bit further than what I did. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. It's possible to get playable FPS at 4K, but it's just not possible using the exact same settings as the Xbox One X. So yeah, it's close, but it's not quite there. And as you can see, Valentine is a little bit less intensive than the Woods, because we're actually getting around 30 FPS much more often. So that proves my point about this being a little bit less intensive than the actual Woods. So that's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and as always, I love you all. Bye bye.